Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a topic of why are people losing interest in everything? So, when it comes to the topic of why people are losing interest in everything, it is simply down to the fact that the quality of entertainment is going downward. As entertainment nowadays is not as good as it used to be. Which for this video, I'm going to explain not only in full detail why that is the reason why people are losing interest in everything, but also give a solution to how we can solve that problem. So now that I've mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to explaining the reason why entertainment nowadays is so boring, or in other words, you can even just straight up say, why is everyone losing interest in everything? It is simply down to the fact that the quality of entertainment has gone down, whether it's TV shows, movies, video games, whatever, and to a lesser extent even music, but in general, of course, story-based media, which is TV shows, movies, video games, and even YouTube videos, which most of the media we consume is really based on, that is the exact thing that we rely on mostly for entertainment, okay? And the quality of that stuff has gone down significantly, okay? Now, even though when you watch these type of videos that talk about why is everyone so bored nowadays, or in other words, why is everyone, losing interest in everything, people give different reasons, whether it can be overstimulation, lack of friends, the state of the world, yada, yada, yada. And don't get me wrong, that is true to a certain extent, but like anything, there's always a main number one reason. And the main number one reason is undeniably the quality of entertainment is going down. And the reason why I say that, okay, even though it might sound very trivial and, and some people say, entertainment doesn't even really matter and so on and so forth, the truth of the matter is, even though people might believe that, that is very far from the truth. And the reason why I say that is that, why I know it's entertainment directly driven, is that it is due to the fact that why did you never hear people complaining about this before, okay? Ever since the Industrial Revolution, if you know a little bit about history, yada, 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 from the 1850s all the way to the 20th century, the 1900s in other words, to now, why did you ever hear about people ever having a massive issue with losing interest, okay, in everything? And the reason why is because the quality of entertainment was just good back then, okay? Even up to the 2000s to even early 2010s, okay? Yes, it was not the greatest of quality, but at least it was fun bad, okay? That is honest truth. It was fun bad. There's a lot of things that came on in the 2000s and the early 2010s was at least fun bad, okay? But nowadays, it's not even fun bad, okay? Not just straight up garbage. Whether it can come down to story-based media, like I said before, or even just down to music in general. But mainly for this video, we're talking about story-based media. And the truth is the quality of that stuff has kind of gone down, okay? Significantly, okay? It's just gone down, to be honest with you, okay? Everything nowadays is just repetitive, boring, and so on and so forth. While in those days, the quality of everything, at least by the standards of the time, was quite good, good stories, good stuff, and it helped keep people occupied, okay? Which the truth of the matter is, as you already know, if people didn't complain about that stuff back then, why are they complaining about it now? It obviously has to be correlated with the quality of entertainment, okay? Which, even though, like I was getting at a little bit before, it might seem very trivial to say entertainment is the reason why people are losing interest in everything, but the truth is, I definitely believe it is directly tied into that, okay? And the reason why I say that is it simply comes down to the fact of the matter that entertainment, to put it bluntly, is in a modern age, especially since we live in very peaceful times, at least us in the developed world, for that matter, okay, compared to how our ancestors 100 to hundreds to thousands of years ago lived, okay? The truth of the matter is, life is very comfortable now. And the thing about human history, as if you know about human history going back tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, yada yada yada. You get the point, okay? Most of our history of our lives, of our ancestors, which that genetic traits of them are still in us to today. Just like, why do you have two eyes, a nose, and a mouth? You obviously got it from your parents, and your parents got it from your parents. So yes, genetics do play a role in who you are as a person significantly, okay? And the truth of the matter is, when it comes to life now, entertainment is the thing that makes people feel like they're alive, okay? There's other things to life, obviously, that are more important, as well as just in general other things like family, friends, lovers, and all that stuff. But even aside from that, okay, entertainment plays a massive role in the world we live in today, okay? And that is the honest truth, okay? Because it gives us something to look up, it helps give us a vision of things. It helps distract us when we're bored, even when we're just waiting for food. It helps us just make life actually interesting in a world nowadays that's actually quite boring and mundane compared to how things used to be. Because people back in the days, especially hundreds of years ago, if you're going that far back, their lives was literally like a movie, okay? Things that we think nowadays especially was like, oh, that didn't happen in real life, and this and that. Yes, it did actually happen. It probably was like that. And a lot of people, to put it bluntly, did live very exciting lives. Let's compare it to now. Look at all your ancestors, if you're from Europe or even anywhere in the world, but specifically in this example, Europe, how they live. They live very exciting lives. They live lives like nice. They travel to new foreign destinations and so on and so forth. Now, what do we have now? Nothing. There's really no need to do any exploration or adventure. You're just going to the same freaking place, all the time in your day-to-day life, and maybe occasionally go on a vacation. So in truth, entertainment plays a role in actually making our lives interesting nowadays. It gives us an escape from reality, okay, whether it's TV shows, movies, video games, and so on and so forth, okay? So obviously, when it comes to having poor quality of that definitely plays a role in why people are losing interest in everything, okay? At least the main reason why people are losing interest in everything, okay? Because if you have nothing to look up, what's going to be something to keep yourself occupied? What's going to be something to inspire you and make you think towards the future, in all honesty? And that's the honest truth of the matter, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? And that's honestly the very, very, very truth, to speak the honest truth, okay? Now that I've mentioned that, obviously the question comes up, how can we solve this problem, okay? Aside from just saying, the top basic talking points, if you watch my videos I make all the time. Well, the simple way we can solve the problem and find a solution to this is, even though there's other things that play a role, one of the most important things, actually the main thing for that matter that needs to be done, is that people need to have a vision of the entertainment they want to look up. Just like everything in the world, you have to think in the long term. Where's it going to be at the very minimum 5-10 years from now, okay? Because when it comes to entertainment, making life interesting, whether it could be TV shows, movies, video games, and even just straight up YouTube videos, you need to have a vision of what you want to actually, talk about, okay? Just like specific example, perfect example actually, why are YouTube videos so boring nowadays? A lot of it, aside from the algorithm, which everyone wants to use the algorithm as a scapegoat, it's also because people don't have a vision of what they want to talk about, okay? People just talk about random things because they have no idea of what they want to talk about. That's the honest truth of the matter, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? But if you have a vision of what you're going to talk about, maybe for, you might think in the span of maybe this month, I'll talk about this particular topic, and this month, and this month, and this month, one after another, I'll talk about this other particular topic. It makes it more likely your videos will actually be interesting and entertaining, for that matter, okay? And you'll help keep your audience, no surprise, actually occupied, coming up with fresh, original ideas instead of just talking about the same static, boring things that you've heard a million times before, or even just straight up talking about controversies to kind of make sure that your audience gets, distracted with watching it. And that's the honest truth of the matter here, to be honest with you. And that's why life is so boring now, because there's nothing to really look at, because people don't have any idea of what they want to talk about. All they just want to talk about is just dumb stuff, because they have no vision of what they actually want to talk about that's actually going to get their audience engaged. So they have to rely on rage bait to get people angry and miserable and fed up, and to sum it up in general, get people kind of fueled up emotionally, so they're more likely to watch your videos. And that's the reason why life is so boring nowadays. There's other reasons why, but that's the main reason why things are so boring nowadays, because people don't have a vision and they run out of ideas. And as in the case of YouTube, let alone every other form of entertainment, they experience burnout, and they just give you just dumb shit because you have no idea. And that is the honest truth here. So if you wanted to know why the world is so boring nowadays, which is why people are losing interest in it. That is the reason why, okay? It's entertainment. So I hope I enlightened you, and hopefully one day we can fix this problem. And that's all I have to say, and I'm out. Bye.